Hello, mathematical literacy learners. Welcome to November 2011, paper 2. Also, never ever use my videos as memorandums, especially to mark learners. That would be a disaster. Okay, let's get started. A requested video. The diagram below is the floor plan of Mrs. Wong's new home. Now, a floor plan, of course, shows us the layout of the room, and when we're looking we are looking from the top, from the bird's view, so we see all the inside walls as well, and usually it also shows some of the items that are in there. So it's like you remove the roof and then you see the floor from the top, and when you're looking at the floor you also see the divisions of the rooms. That would be a floor plan. Now it is also known as the top view. So that would be also known as the top view. And the side, when you're looking from the side, there's a wall, of course, and then you can walk in. When you can walk in, the side that you're walking from is called an elevation, right? So we have, in this case, we have 4 sides, right? So those would be the front, the back, front elevation, the back elevation, and the side elevations, like left, right? So you can also use north and say this is the north elevation, the south elevation, east and west, right? So that's also that. Now, another thing is when I see plans and maps, I always first, after reading my first statement and then going through the drawing, I always first, when I'm looking at the drawing, whether it's on an annexure or included here, I look for 3 things, and one of them is, where is my key? So I look for my key to see, because a key will tell me what this is. I am not sure what this is. I can see that maybe it's a kitchen sink, but I'm not sure. So a key would tell me that. So I see that they didn't give us a key here. So another thing I look for is my scale. Again, I find that this one drawing doesn't have a scale, so it is possible that either they just decided to not include it, or it is not drawn to scale and therefore cannot be measured and colorated or connected to real life, because it doesn't translate, right? So I cannot measure with a ruler and say, okay, 1 is to here and all that stuff, unless I start making my own. That's if I have a measurement for the plan and a measurement for real life on the same space. If I were to have one here, for example, then I will be able to create the scale. Okay, one last thing, as I said I look for 3 things. One last thing is my campus direction, right? So here I'm looking at this is north. Now it could be faced in any direction. It depends on where the true north is. The north is not always facing that direction. When I'm sitting on my exam room and my question paper is facing that direction, that means north will face that way. No, it depends on where the true north is in that particular situation. So if north is facing that direction, then north is facing that direction. South would go that way, and then it'll be east and west. Okay, now let's study our diagram. So I see here they pointed at a window. So when I see things like this is a window, and I see here they say these are door openings. This is a lounge, and we have another opening there, another door there, and we have windows, different sizes. And this is a kitchen, bedroom 1, bedroom 2. And if you look at bedroom 2, it has some measurements. So these are inside walls, inside from there and there. They've given us the distance, and also inside from there to there. This does not include the walls. So this is a measurement for inside this room, the length and the breadth, right? Like that. So inside will only give us the measurements for the inside. Okay, the inside of the height of the inside walls. So if you're standing inside, the height is from the ceiling to the floor. So if you're standing inside here and you look up to the ceiling and down to the floor, the height is 2,400 millimeters. Now I'm seeing millimeters here, and I'm seeing meters here and here, right? So the measurements are not the same. Units of measurements are not the same in the same room, because this is the length, the breadth, and then the height of that same room. Well, other rooms as well have the same height, but that's what they're giving me there. Right, so the dimension of the walls in each bedroom are 160 centimeters by, the dimensions of the windows in each bedroom are 160 by 130 in the bedroom. So this one here is the length times breadth. Here it is, length times breadth of the window, as they say. This is the length times breadth of the window. If there was another one here like this would be length times breadth times height, volume, but it's area because there's two. So now the same here applies, right? So the sizes of these are length and the breadth, okay, or length and height if you like, because the windows are standing, they're not lying down like the floor. And then the height of the door opening, so the height here is not 2,400. As you can see, when you stand underneath the door opening, you will see that it is lower than the ceiling, and therefore it stays here 2.14 meters, right? Okay, so that's millimeters, that's meters, that's centimeters, that's meters, that's meters. And then they tell us that to calculate the area, you need to use a formula that says area is equal to length times breadth. Okay, I hope now we understand what's going on there. Let's continue. The first thing says, in which general direction, well, the moment they say the general direction, they are talking about the campus direction, right? North, east, west. Does the window in the bedroom face? So in a window in bedroom 2, let's go to bedroom 2. So we go bedroom 2, we'll look for the window. The window is facing. Now think, if you were the window, which direction would you be facing, or which direction would you be looking, right? So if you were standing there if you were standing there and you were the window, you'd be looking at this direction, right? So the window is looking down here, and it says there that if you look that way, you're looking towards north, which means this way is south. So the answer here is south. 4.2. The area of a door opening is 9% more than the area of a bedroom window. Now, before we continue, let's understand the sentence. The area, remember, I don't read once. The area, so area is length times breadth, or length times height, of a door opening is 9% more than the area of a bedroom. Now, area is like space. So they're saying the space of where the window is supposed to be is, so if this would be a window, right? If this was a window, they're saying the space of the window here in the bedrooms is the space of the door, opening is 9% more. So the door here is more by 9%, right? So if this is 5, then you have to add 9% on it, right? So we're going to have to increase whatever space the window is, we're going to have to increase it by 9% in order to find the space of this one. Now, if you go here, we are told the dimensions of the window. Here, if you go here, the dimensions of the window, which means we can find the area. So here, what's actually happening is that in order for us to know the area of the door, we need to know the area of the window, right? So let's first calculate the area of the window. Now it says calculate the window width of a door opening in meters. I'm going to do this part here twice. You pick which one you like. So the first one, I'm going to not change the units of measurements to meters. I'm going to say area is equal to length times breadth is 160 centimeters, the longest times breadth, which is 130, right, centimeters. And that should give us 20,800 centimeters squared. This is area, right? So now what we're going to do, we're going to increase this by 9%. So now we have 20,800 centimeters squared multiplied by 9%, find 1,872 centimeters squared. And therefore we haven't increased. This is the increase, but now we need to know what the size of the door is. So the door will be the window, which is 20,800 centimeters squared, plus the 9% will give us the door, 9,872 centimeters squared. And then you get the door. It says calculate the width of a door opening in meters. So we haven't even started yet. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we have the area of the door. Now we can calculate the length using the formula area. How do I do that? I say area is equal to length, area of the door is equal to length times breadth, right? Wrong. Okay. Area is equal to width times height, or area is equal to width times length, whatever. And then we have A, which is 22. The The width is the unknown. Calculate the width. 22,672 centimeters squared is equal to the width. Now we don't know what the width is. We're going to continue calling it the width. And then we're going to say times the height. So I'm just going to multiply this by 100 and get 2,14 times 100. If you're still struggling with conversions, there's a video here that teaches you how to convert. It shouldn't be the only thing you use to learn, but it will start to help you. And then times 214 centimeters, and then we have width here. So I'm going to go ahead and say 22672 centimeters squared is equal to width times 214. I'm just simply copying so that I can do this. Opposite of multiply is divide by 14 centimeters, divide by 214 centimeters, and that cancels that. And then we have 22672 divided by 214, and we have 105.9439252 centimeters. Now, one more thing. Just one more thing. They said calculate the length in meters. So I'm just going to say divided by. So width is equal to, and I'm going to divide this by 100. And then I'm going to get, divided by 100, I'm going to get 1,059439252 meters. Now they don't say a round off, so I'm just going to round off to 2 decimal because of these old question papers. And that's it. Now if you're struggling to keep up, like I said before, you really need to start doing a little bit more of introductory questions first, and do the question 1, question 2s before you try these type. Try and find ones that are not as complicated as this one here, and then build yourself up, build your skill up to this, because this is just going to put you off. So like I said before, I'm going to calculate this twice. This one I calculated everything in centimeters, and then I converted the answer, right? So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to convert before calculating. So area of a window is equal to length times breadth. So this time I'm going to convert and say 160 divided by 100 is equal to 1,6 meters. And then I'm going to say 130 divided by 100 is equal to 1,3 meters. So now I'm going to substitute. Area of a window is equal to length is 1.6 times breadth, which is 1.3, and I'm going to calculate that and say area is equal to 1.6 times 1.3, and that's 2.08 centimeters squared, meters squared. And then I'm going to increase this and say 2 for increase. So I'm going to say 100% plus 9% is equal to 109%, right? So I'm going to say 2,08 times 109%, and as you can see, times 109%, and that gives us 2,2672 meters squared. Now I have the door. So that's the door increased already. So let's look at this. This is the size of the window. This is the increase. So this is the window, the size of the window, and then when you add these two, it gives us the size of the door. And that's why we multiply with this, because if we take the size of the window, multiply by the total here, and we get the size of the door. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to, excuse me, we are now going to find the width of the door. So area of the door is equal to width times height. You can use length times breadth. You will still get the same thing, as long as you know that A is here, area is the area of the door here, right? So you substitute that, because height we don't have the width, and therefore area here is 2,2672 meters squared is equal to width times height, which if you find it here, it's 2,14 meters. Now you see here, I'm going to substitute as is because I'm using meters squared this time, not centimeters squared. Okay. And then, of course, I'm just going to recopy it because I don't want to mess up that answer at the top. My substitution meters. And then I'm going to say opposite of, because our unknown is here. Remember, this is our unknown. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say opposite of multiply is divide. Divide by 2,14 meters and divide by 2,14 meters this side. Then let's find the answer. 2,2672 divided by 2,14. And now my phone ran out of battery. All right, we're back. So the answer will be 1,059439252 meters, which is width is equal to, and therefore we can round off to 2 decimal places because they don't say anything, 6 meters. If you check, we got the same thing here as well. So whatever way your brain thinks. Mrs. Wong wants to paint the inside walls of the 2 bedrooms. The inside walls of bedroom 1 have a total area of 28.44 meters squared. Calculate the total inside wall area of bedroom 2. Bedroom 2, here is the measurements. We're actually given the inside walls, so we don't have to worry about whether or not there they are. So we can just calculate in the meters. So let's just calculate bedroom 1. So we are on 4.3, right? So 4.3, bedroom 1. We are given the area. They said the area is equal to 28.44 meters squared. So that's sorted. And then if we take a look at bedroom 2, so I'm going to do everything step by step because there's a lot that needs to be done. If we take a look at bedroom 2, they say calculate the total inside wall of bedroom 2. Let's first understand where we are calculating. We're not going to say length times breadth because remember, the length is this part, the breadth is this part, another length is this part, and then the breadth is this part. I just measured the area of the floor. Walls have a height, so I need to talk about height when I'm talking about walls. So it will be this wall here will be painted, this wall here will be painted, this wall here will be painted, and this wall here will be painted. So let's start. I'm going to name them so that you understand where we're working. I'm going to name this side 1. And then I'm going to name, this is for explanation purposes, and I'm going to name this one 2, and I'm going to name this one 3, and I'm going to name this one 4. Now you know why it's 10 marks, right? Okay. So let's calculate for wall number 1. The length will be from here to there, which is 3,304 plus times the height. Now you can't see the height here, but as you're standing in front of this wall, it's going to be in front of you. They said that the height from door opening, no, that's not the one. The height of the inside walls, there we go, 2,400 millimeters. Now that's an issue for me because 2,400 millimeters is not what I'm working with here. I'm working with meters. Let me just divide that by 1,000, and then I'm getting 2,4 meters. So my walls, the height is equal to 2,4. So I have everything. Now let me calculate for this wall. Now wall 1, okay, in bedroom 2, wall 1 is equal to length times breadth, or length times height, or width times height. Area of wall 1 will equal, wait, let me name it properly. Wall 1 area is equal to length times breadth, or length times width. Okay, so in here the unknown is area, and therefore we're going to say area is equal to the length, which is 3,304 times the other side, which is this one standing up, which is 2,4, the height. And then we have an area of, so we have the area of one side, which is 3,304 times 2,4. So this one is going to be 7,9296 meters squared. So we just calculated for one side, just the side here, right? So we're going to go to this one here, number 2. The reason I'm starting with these 2 is because there's no door, there's no window, because that's the different situation. So I'm going to do my wall 2 will be area is equal to length times breadth, area is equal to, and then the size of this wall, we're going to come check it here. It's 2,94. That length is the same as that length, 2,984 times the height, which is 2,4, same, and we get our area. So this time we're going to say 2,4 times 2,984, and we get 7,1616 meters squared. Okay, so we're going to come to this one here, which has a door opening. It has a door opening. Okay, so wall 3, and then we say area is equal to, and then we are going to calculate the area of this total wall here, and then we're going to say length is 3,04. It's the same, the length is the same, 3,304 times the height, which is 2,4 meters. Sorry, I forgot to write the formula. And then we multiply. Oh, okay, so that's going to be 7,9296 meters squared. Now we have a problem. We're not going to paint the space of the, what you call this? We're not going to paint the space of the door. Now let me show you what's happening when you're looking at that wall. When you're looking at that wall, you're looking at it like this. right? But here, there's a door here. So we are painting everywhere else. I really need crayons or corky pens or whatever. Or I can just buy a pack of highlighters. They seem to do the job faster. I need to find a pack of highlighters. So what are we going to do? We have to minus the area of the door. So how are we going to find the area of the door? So now we have to calculate the area of the door there on wall 3. In order to calculate the area of the door in wall 3, we are going to need to the width and the height. Remember, we did calculate the width here on the previous question. We calculated the width of the door opening. That's the one you have to, even if you're not sure if it's correct, you have to use it. Even if it's incorrect, you have to use your incorrect answer, because otherwise then you don't know what you were calculating there. So okay, so I'm looking at my area. I'm wondering why it's so big. It turns out I copied my thingy. It's 1,06. So let's see, I copied that thing wrong. 1,06 times 2,14. Oh yeah, that makes more sense. 2,2684 meters squared. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to say wall 3 is actually 7,9296 minus 2,2684. So I must make sure I use this one, which is 9296, and that is 5,6612 meters squared. So I'm just going to underline this one because that's the one, and I'm going to note this one, that I mustn't use this one because that one is not deducted the door yet. So I'm going to go to wall 4. Okay, let's check out wall 4 here. Wall 4 has a window. So let's first calculate the whole of wall 4 first. So wall 4. Let me just do this so that I can see clearly everything. Wall 1, wall 2, wall 3, wall 4. Okay, wall 4. We're going to say area is equal to length times breadth, and we are calculating the area of wall 4. Let's go and see. Wall 4 is 2,984 meters. 2,984 meters multiplied by the height, which is 2,14 meters, and then we're going to say 2,984 times 2,14, and then area is equal to 6,38576 meters squared. Again, we have a window here. It's right in the center. So somewhere in the center there is a window like that. So we have our window there. So here is where the paint is going to go. So again, this would be nice if I had highlighters. They make such a job fast, but they dry so fast if you leave them open. So yeah, it would have to be so this space here is not going to be painted, therefore we have to subtract it. So let's calculate the area of the window. Didn't we calculate the area of the window here? We did. We calculated the area of the window here. It's 2,084. But we can do it again. It's fine. Area of the window is equal to, let's come here. This is what I want to do. The area of the window is 160 centimeter times 130. So like I said before, make sure before you learn all the basics before you do these kind of questions. 160 centimeters multiplied by 130 centimeters. That should give us... So as a teacher, you need to be able to do all kinds of methods. For those of you who are going to end up teaching, you need to learn all kinds of methods. You don't have to teach all of them, but you need to know them because learners end up knowing them anyway. Even if you don't teach, you teach them one method, they'll know the rest and they'll bring it to the classroom. So you need to try and know as much as you can. Times 130, and then we have 20,800 centimeters squared. Now remember, we're working in meters, so we're going to convert this. We're going to say 20,800 centimeters squared. We're going to divide this by centimeter to meter is divided by 100, but then we're going to divide by 100 squared. And then we're going to get divided by 10,000, and that's going to be 2,08 meters squared. Our thing there. So our wall is actually equal to 6,38576 minus 2,08, and that should give us 6,38756 minus 2,08, and that should give us 4,30756 meters squared. And yeah, we're done. So we have the area for all our walls. We just have one more thing to do, and that is to add everything together. So total area is equal to, remember the question said calculate the area, the total inside area of bedroom 2. So the total area of bedroom 2 is equal to wall 1, which is 7,92. Turns out we didn't need the bedroom 1. Okay, 279296 plus 7,1616 plus, we said we're not going to do that one, we're going to do that one, 5,66, the one where you have removed the door, and we're also going to do the one where you have removed the window, which is 4,375 plus 4,30756. And then we have, even if I've made mistakes, hopefully you now understand how to do this. Meters squared. I'm just going to round off to 2 decimal places, which is 0.6 meters squared. So we're done with the 10-mark question. And then we're going to go to 4.3.2. Mrs. Wong estimated that the paint for both bedrooms will cost less than 500 rand. She intended using paint that covers 4 meters squared. So this is the spread rate, 4 meters squared per liter, and which is sold in 5-liter containers at a price of 169.99 per container. Verify showing all calculations whether her estimation was correct. Okay, she said she will use less than 500 rand. How are we going to know? By calculating ourselves. Whenever I think of paint, I always think of area, the space we are going to paint. So let's sort that out first. Let's sort out the space we're going to paint first. Okay, so bedroom 1, the space is given to us. So bedroom 1, the space is equal to, it's given to us as, let's look at it here. It's given to us 28,44 meters squared. And for bedroom 2, we just calculated it. Even if it's wrong, use your answers. It's very important to use your answers. Bedroom 2 is 25,06 meters squared. So I was just noting them, but since I'm adding them, I'm just going to go like this and add the 2, and that is 53.5 meters squared. So the same as calculate the cost of this. Now there's something that's going to save us, and by letting us know how many liters we need to buy. Okay, it says 4 meters squared is equal to 1 liter. This space is painted by 1 liter. It says there, I'm not making it up, it says there per liter. So if they said per 2 liter, I would have said equal to 2 liters. Okay, so it said per 1 liter there instead. Okay, now we don't have 4 meters squared, we have 53.5 meters squared. We do not know how many liters that is. We're just going to cross multiply. All right, so now we're going to say unknown times 4 meters squared is equal to 1 liter times 53.5 meters squared. And then we're going to divide by 4 meters squared this side, divide by 4 meters squared this side, and that cancels that. And then we have unknown, which is equal to 53.5 divided by 4, and we're going to get 13.375 liters. Now, okay, let's go to the shop. We need 30.75. We go to the shop. We get to the shop, they say we only sell 5-liter containers. Okay, now let's find out. I'm just going to cut this into 5 liters, or I'm just going to pour it into 5 liters. Doing that is I can take 13.375 and I divide it by 5 liter, and it's going to tell me the number of cans that I need to buy. So I'm going to divide my entire liters by 5, and that gives me 2.675. And then I say 2 is going to be finished, but the third one, and then we're going to not be able to 5 liters we're going to paint with them and finish them, but the third one is not going to be finished, but we are going to use a third can. We're just not going to finish it. So here, if you don't understand what's happening here, it's 1 can is equal to 5 liters. We have 13.375 liters. How many cans is that? And then we cross multiply if you don't know how to do it like this. And then what else? Yes, now we know how many cans. We're just going to calculate the cost. So the cost is equal to, they said here that it costs 169 rands and 99 cents. So 169 rands and 99 cents for 1 can, but we need 3, so we're going to multiply that by 3, and then we're going to say 169.99 times 3. It's going to be 509 rand and 97 cents. She is not correct. Yes, it's not correct because it will cost more than 500 rand, not less than 500 rand. Okay, last question. The painter's normal labor charge is 35 rand 90 cents per hour. On Saturdays, he charges 50% more than the normal rate. On Friday and Saturday, he works for 6 hours each day, paint the two bedrooms. His invoice showed that Mrs. Wong owed him 638 rands and 50 cents for the paint work. Verify whether the invoice amount was correct. So, on Sunday, the painter's normal labor charge is 35 rand per hour, 90 cents per hour. On Saturdays, he charges 50% more, so he's going to charge 50% more than that per hour. And then on Friday and Saturday, he works for 6 hours. So let's first, when did he work? He worked on Friday, which means he's going to charge that on Friday, but on Saturday he's going to make sure that it's more, right? So, and he works 6 hours each day. So we're going to calculate for Friday, and then we're going to calculate for Saturday, and then we're going to see if he really did he really does need to be paid that much. Okay, let's check. Oh, he's lying and trying to take her for a ride. Okay, let's calculate for Friday first, because Friday is direct. Okay, Friday, let's see. Friday he charges 35 rand 90 per hour, and he's working 6 hours. So 35 rand 90 cents times 6 times, which is 35.90 times 6, and that is 215 rands and 40 cents for Friday only. Now let's go to Saturday. So for Saturday, we're first going to calculate the rate. The rate is 35 rand 90 times 50%, right? So let's find the increase, 50%, which is 35 rand 90 times 50%, which is 17 rand 95. Therefore, he is charging, so the cost per hour is equal to 35 rands 90 cents, right? Plus 17 rands and 95, and that should give us 53 rands and 85 cents per hour. So that's how much he's going to charge on Saturday. So let me just show you something. I did by calculating the 50% first, and then I added that money back, and then it gave me the charge per hour for Saturday. I could have also said 35.90 times 150% and check the answer, 53.85, right? So there's no trick that I'm doing. And then let's calculate now the cost for the day. So that means we are going to charge, I always like to highlight the important parts here. Okay, we're going to charge 53 rands and 85 cents, and then he worked 6 hours as well on Saturday. So multiply that by 6, and then we have 3.10 cents, and then the total. So now we're going to calculate the total. On Friday, he charged 215 rand and 40 cents. On Saturday, he charged 323 rands and 10 cents, and then 215.40, and then he should be charging 538 rands and 50 cents. Oh, I'm getting 500, not 600. Right, so it's not correct. It's more by 100 rand. I'm not sure if it's correct, if I missed something, but yeah, that's what I'm getting.